Good morning. I'm looking really majestic this morning all of a sudden. It's the light from the thing. Okay. I'll move. I am so sore. I am so sore. And I need to get up and do things today because it can't be just like, well, it could be just like yesterday where I just relax and read. But I have a few things I want to get done and I really need to finish my laundry. So those things have to happen today. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about what I completed yesterday before I go into week 4, my final shelf. Very exciting. I wonder what it's going to be. I have no clue. Okay, so Party Your World by Abby Jimenez. I put a lot of effort into this book yesterday, and I made it almost halfway. So if you don't count the last little bit, it probably would be about halfway. I'm still enjoying this. You know, it's an easy read. That's why I'm getting through it so quickly. It's easy as far as the language of the writing doesn't read too difficult. The concepts in the story are easy to grab and follow. I'm frustrated at the right times. I'm happy at the right times. There's a lot about this to really enjoy. We did get to a smut section finally. You know, it was fun. It was fun. But one thing I've been having a little bit of an issue throughout this whole book since the beginning is how much we're being told there's chemistry between these two characters, but I don't actually see it in the writing. I don't feel it. Obviously, you'd think, well, you have to be able to read it because it's through writing, but I've definitely read other books where there's enough tension built up or the characters just click so well that you can feel the chemistry through the reading. And I'm not feeling the chemistry, but I keep being told, gosh, there's so much chemistry. Every single time we come together, we're just like a boom, explosion, the two of us. And it's like, oh, okay. You know, I don't see it, but yeah, sure. Okay, I believe you. If you say so. And that is a little bit of a bummer because one thing I love about romance, any kind of romance in any kind of book, is the tension and the chemistry. I do love when you can feel that chemistry the characters are having through the writing. At this point, not quite feeling it, but I am enjoying the characters well enough in their story. They aren't maybe my favorite characters. I don't know that she is my favorite female lead. I do think that he's the sweet little cinnamon roll, and I think that he's wonderful. He's just adorable. I'm enjoying chatting about it in Bookstara with all the other Bookstara, actually there's a couple of us, with the other people who are chatting in Bookstara about this. And I'm gonna put it down for now, but tomorrow we have reading sprints at like 3 p.m. my time, and then I'll be picking this up, and hopefully I'll be able to make some pretty good progress in this because I have to get it done by next Friday. But based on how much progress I made yesterday, I don't think that's going to be too difficult. I think I'll be able to get this done by next Friday. Okay, so now we have to find out what my final shelf is, and I am nervous, excited. Hopefully there is a book that will work for family history on that shelf because I need to read a book for family history. If not that, then it's going to have to be a challenge book, one of my 45 before 45s. And I don't have a ton of those on my shelves. But let's find out what that final shelf is, and then we can figure everything out after that. Okay, so I did random number generator 1 through 17 because I have 17 shelves. And I got number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, my classics. And I do have some fiction, adult fiction on there. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, I'm gonna go take a look at that and see what kind of family history I can find on that shelf. Okay, so this is the shelf and it looks a bit messy. So I'm gonna clean off some of this stuff for a second and then we'll be able to get a better look at it. So here is the shelf. I've got all these ones here. Historical fiction, literary fiction, and contemporary fiction. I've got quite a few back here. This is all my classics then. Classics. What do I even feel like reading? You know, I always love reading. Here's more classics. I'm not going to read any of those, like these things. And I've already read Dracula, but I do want to reread it at some point. But I can't imagine that has anything to do with my own history. That's a recipe book that my aunt got me. Les Mis, Victor Hugo. You know, I love John Steinbeck, and I did grow up in California, so that could work for family history. I don't know what I'm going to go with. Let me think about it and I'll get back to you. Okay, so it took a while. I was looking and thinking and looking and thinking about my challenges. I have a couple books in my fiction section that are books for my 45 before 45, but they were on a different shelf, so that didn't help. And then I was thinking about family history, and that was actually kind of difficult because a lot of those books on there they're not like where my family's from. They don't really have scenarios that are necessarily, although I didn't go in too deeply as to what the scenarios were, but I was like, I can't really think of anything aside from John Steinbeck, because John Steinbeck's from the area, not from exactly where I'm from, but from that greater area. Like, I was like, okay, well, John Steinbeck would work, but those books are massive. All three of those books on there were massive. So then I came over and I was thinking, and I was like, wait a minute, John Steinbeck. And on this, my cart, was a book that wasn't supposed to be here. It's supposed to be back on my classic shelf because I'm not actively trying to read any of these stories right now, and that is the short stories of John Steinbeck book. I think I left it on here only because I'm like, well, if I ever have a readathon where there's a short story needed, I can read it. But realistically, I have no room on this shelf. Look, I'm clearly too full, and it isn't meant to be over here. I need to go ahead and clean this up and rearrange it at some point, but I'm not going to do it right now. So this should have been on the classics shelf, and so I'm going to count this, and I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's short novels. They're completed stories. And so, let's see, what page am I gonna? So I'm gonna read The Red Pony, which is a short story by John Steinbeck that I've been interested in reading for a long time. It was written in 1937, and when you go to the John Steinbeck Museum in Monterey, they have a little section where they actually have a little pony head, like a red pony head, and they have a section that's dedicated to this particular story. And I've never read it. And the reason I think that this will work for family history quite a bit is because, one, my immediate family, while meeting my grandma and grandpa, moved to California and raised my mom and her siblings in California, close to, within this area. And we have traveled to Monterey. Like, in my lifetime, we went to Monterey quite a bit. I'm sure in Mom's lifetime, they went to Monterey at times because it was where the beaches and stuff were. I count that greater area as being kind of where my family grew up. And then the other aspect of this that works for family heritage is this is called The Red Pony. And my great-grandpa, on my mom's side, he was a big horse guy. He loved horses, and he had horses. So I think that works out well because within my history, there was a person who kept horses. And this will be a nice short... Coffee's ready. And this will be a nice short story, so that's pretty convenient. It won't, let's see, how long does it last? 50 pages. So yeah, it's just that right there. Of course, this is like that 4 columns of it, and it's fairly small writing. So, it's not gonna be the fastest of stories, but it'll be a nice short story that I can read that will work for the family heritage prompt, and it comes from that shelf. Now, whatever I'm gonna read next, I don't know. Actually, I think I know what I'm going to read next. I'm going to probably have to take a very short break from that shelf because I do need to read a 45 before 45 for my TBR Trail challenge. And I have this nice little teeny book. I mean, I don't know that it's going to be a super, super quick read, but it is a shorter book. So I'm hoping that this won't take too long away from that shelf. So I'm going to read this short story first, which I imagine won't take very long. Then I will read this, which I hope doesn't take very long. I do need to film this for my 45 before 45 vlogs. And I do plan on putting something out for my 45 before 45 vlogs. It's another project that hasn't come about yet. So that's basically how I'm going to start. This doesn't come from that shelf, so I'm cheating a little bit, but I want to get the points for my team. I'm the team leader. I want to try as hard as I can this month to get points for my team. So once those two are finished, once I've finished the short story in this and I've finished Annihilation, then I probably will pick another book from that shelf, and then I'll get a chance to pick a book that I feel like reading, and that'll be kind of nice. So I'll be doing a little bit of mood reading there. Of course, I'll be keeping into mind HRCYED and what I can make work for HRCYED as well. So that's the plan, and we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know how The Red Pony goes. I'm hoping that I enjoy it, and I hope I enjoy Annihilation. I started listening to the audiobook, and I listened to quite a bit of the audiobook, but I wasn't crazy about it. And I'm not sure if that's the audiobook's fault or if it's the book's fault. Is it worth being on my 45 before 45 list? I'll find out. I went into the little library at the library. No,
The little
bookstore
at the library.
I went to the little library in the library. I was looking at mysteries because I'm trying to continue the Hannah Swenson series, and you're looking for
The Beacon Bake Shop.
I didn't even remember that you were looking for the Beacon Bake Shop. I just saw some cozy mysteries, and I guess I'm in my cozy mystery era. I mean, you are too.
They're fun.
Because I'm just kind of in the mood for that right now. And so I saw 3 that I was interested in, as you saw in the little video, but I want to tell you. Murder at the Beacon Bake Shop is the series that Mom's looking to get copies
But Amy didn't even remember.
So she's already read this first one, and then I can read it. And then this one looked pretty cute. It's called The Haunted Tea Room Cozy Mystery, and we like tea room settings.
I do. I love it.
That sounded fun. And then I have been wanting Shady Hollow by Juno Black for a while, so this gives me an opportunity.
Is that a cozy mystery?
It's a cozy mystery, and it's the main characters are animals. But, you know, it sounded so cute and cozy.
Oh, these all sound cool.
Reporter Vera Vixen, so she's a fox, apparently.
A fox reporter.
Yes.
Vixen.
So, yeah, doesn't that sound cute? And so they were $1 each, and this one especially is in really good shape. But, oh, it's got a little bit of a slash.
That doesn't.
Still is not bad. And yeah, they're all in really good shape. So I was like, perfect.
I can't believe I got the first one.
And I already got one that Mom was in the hunt for today. We're on the hunt for cozy mysteries today.
Yes.
So just in case I didn't tell you. Well, we didn't see what we were looking for at this place, but he's like, there's going to be a huge sale next week. So maybe we got to get Jordan and Sharon, bring them back here so we can all see what they've got on sale and help him clear some stuff out.
Yeah, there's a tiny little sign on there that says, close the 21st and 22nd.
No. So that's a new pizza place that just opened up 4 months ago, and it was really good. We don't have amazing pizza places here in Bellingham, so we were like, let's try the new pizza place. And actually, the tomato sauce was fantastic. So that's an important thing for me. But yeah, it was really good. Did you like it?
It was very tasty.
And we chatted with a guy, I don't know if he's an owner, but he's one of the guys that works there.
He cooks the pizzas.
And it was delicious, and he was just talking about how, you know, hopeful they are, so hopefully they last. Okay, it's super late, like after midnight, and I just finished editing the vlogs for days 21 and 20 and 21. And I am now exporting, and then I'm gonna have to upload. I'm gonna be going to bed late, and I have a busy day tomorrow. Today was a wonderful day. We had a lot of fun. We went to quite a few different bookstores. The best luck we actually had with Cozy Mysteries was at the little library store. So that was pretty funny. And we didn't really have any luck at the other stores, but it was still fun to go and wander around. Love going to bookstores, and Mom and I just had a great time driving around and just having a bit of a drive. We were kind of like, oh, we wish we went on road trips more. We used to go on road trips a lot when we lived in California. It's just gonna have to be something we make happen here more. And then I came home and I actually applied for another job, so that's good. Fingers crossed for me. Just been editing ever since I got home. Edit. I'm exhausted. The Red Pony. I've read part of that story. John Steinbeck's writing is so beautiful. I just love his writing. It just immediately always gives me a sense of the setting and a sense of the people. Like, he describes people in a way that gives you an idea of what their personality is like. Even though he's describing them physically, you just get this understanding of who they are, which I just think is incredible. I think he's such a great writer. The story's not much yet. Basically, it's about this young boy who lives on a farm, and his father's very strict, but his father gets him a red pony as a gift, and he has to learn how to take care of this pony. That's where we're at so far. He's just got the pony, and he's told his friends, and now all of a sudden this shy boy, because he's a really shy young boy, he is like going up in their minds. The other boys are envious of him. They're thinking of him as this more upscale boy in a sense. Not upscale, that's not the right word, but like, you know, they respect him more because all of a sudden he has more because he's a horseman as opposed to just a young boy. So it's sweet so far, and I'm enjoying it. As far as the family heritage aspect of this, maybe my great-grandpa was like this young boy who was excited to get his very first colt, little red colt. I'm loving the descriptions of the farm, and it does give me the vibe of the Salinas area, outside of Salinas, Monterey, that whole area. And so that's perfect for what I need it for. And that's it. So if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe so you can see what happens tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be a busy day. So join me on my busy day. Good night.